Series build. Obviously, it's a Q50 headlight. This is going out to a customer today, but I just want to quickly go over everything that's done and exactly how you operate the system. So, real quick, like I said, it's a Q50 custom Ultimate Flow Series build. That's what I call it. What makes the Ultimate Flow Series build is it is powered by Blue Ghost, the controller. A lot of people know this if you know about custom headlights. So it's controlled with a Blue Ghost controller that connects to the headlights and the bumper lights as well. So yeah, so everything that this build includes or comes with is frosted white eyebrow, frost white crescent, obviously halos, RGB halos. RGB W is red, green, blue, W white obviously. So all these LEDs that's in this headlight, they chase, so they flow. Custom etching, which is the obviously it's kind of dirty, sorry, is the Sharingan etching, and then we have demonized. Then we have custom bumper lights that goes with everything, so everything is synced together. So yeah, so that's a quick overview of this build. And custom high beam block off plate. So this eliminates your high beam and gives you can change the colors of this as well. So that's the full overview of this headlight, and then I'll be going over how you install this real quick. Okay, so quickly, this build, it comes with the controller. This is the controller, the Blue Ghost controller. On the controller, it has a green wire. This wire connects to your battery, power on your battery. There's a bolt, a 10mm bolt on your battery on the power and negative. You can unscrew that bolt and then slide this in. Obviously, you have to put the negative and positive on your battery. So obviously you gotta remove the 10mm bolt and put this on via the ring terminal, negative power. Then this goes with the power as well. This controls your demonize. I'll get a little further in the video that explains why that goes to power. So again, negative goes to ground, red goes to power, green goes to power as well. I'll throw up a picture of where exactly the battery is going to do it. This green wire, it comes with the Blue Ghost wired to hook up to a remote, and then that gives it a signal to the controller to start your show mode without you having to use the app. So this is optional. You can cut it if you don't want it or tuck it away. So we went over these 3 wires or these 4 wires. Next, it comes with 2 cables. So the first cable obviously is the longest, and the longest cable goes directly to your driver's side because the driver's side is furthest away from your battery, and this controller sits right next to your battery. So first cable goes to the driver headlight, is a 5-pin connector, and the other cable, because there's 2 cables like I said, goes to the passenger side, also a 5-pin connector. So shortest goes to the passenger headlights, longest goes to the driver headlights. Next we're going to the, we covered the controller. Next we're going to go into the headlight. Oh, this is the driver, just passenger headlight. So each headlight has 3 wires, or 3 wires. 1, 2, and 3. First wire corresponds to the controller. So, like I said, the controller has 2 connectors, a 5-pin connector. This goes to that connector. So, I'll pull it up right now. This is the controller connector, and you plug that into here. It is a barrel system, so when you plug it in, you screw it together. You screw it, and then that gives you a watertight seal, or a waterproof seal. We're done with that. Next, we have another connector. This is a 3-pin connector, and this goes to your bumper lights. So the bumper lights is frosted and sealed with RTV waterproof sealant. So this custom bumper lights has a 3-pin female connector, and that plugs into your male connector. Might have had that backwards, but female or male. It just basically goes into each other. So that connects to your bumper lights. It's long enough to reach the bumper when installing the bumper. So that's that. Next, we have your turn signal wire. So this is a posi tap, pretty simple. This is your turn signal wire. You're gonna tap into power on your car for turn signals. And I'll throw up a picture right now showing you where exactly to tap into. there is a harness that your old bumper lights was connected to. Obviously, if you're getting custom bumper lights by me, you'll be removing your own bumper lights. It's a given. So you remove that, and then obviously there's going to be a connector, just have nothing to connect into. So on that connector, there's a black and a red wire, I think. No, yeah, a black and a red wire. The red wire is power for your turn signals. You're going to unscrew this black tip right here. It's going to look like this. You're going to get that red wire on the bumper connector that I told you on the car for demonstration purposes. Imagine this is the red wire, and then you're going to squeeze. See, it has a little opening. Push it in between there, and then screw it in here. And this sharp point is going to dig into that wire and give you power. That's the easiest way you can tap into your turn signals. Do that for your left and right side, and boom, you're connected to your turn signals. And obviously the headlight will react when you're turning. So that's how you connect. Additionally, this headlight I pair with resistors, plug and play. I'm trying to think of an easier way to make everything easier or look prettier. This is a resistor, and you're gonna plug this into the where the bumper light used to plug into. So you plug that in, and then that's gonna eliminate hyper flashing, which is very common when you eliminate certain components of turn signals on your cars. So yeah, plug that in to your bumper connector where your bumper connector was connected to on your car, then that would prevent hyper flashing. What you could also do is, instead of connecting this to that red wire I told you, just connect it to this red wire here. This red wire. Just connect it here. Sometimes I have it already connected here, so all the customer has to do is just, so imagine this yellow wire is connected to this, and then all they have to do is just plug this into where the OEM bumper used to sit, and they have turn signals and no hyper flash. So that is how you install everything. And now we'll go into how you operate certain things. Okay, so when you open the app, it should give you this prompt to pair. Normally it asks you for a passcode, and you put in a passcode, so if anyone has the app, obviously they can't connect to your headlight. So when you open the app, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be a plus, and this is your show mode section. So this is your show modes, and then down here is all the little tabs that I'll be going into. So firstly, it's going to take you to the home. The home is show modes area. When you hit plus, it's going to start a show mode. And what that does is it allows you to customize each show mode. So in each show mode, you have your strength. I went over this in my first video, but just going over it real quick. You can adjust the LED count, or LED length, and then you can adjust the speed, and then you can adjust each colors. So you can have 6 colors running, or you can narrow it down to 3, 2, 5, whatever you want. Then you can change those individual colors as well. So yeah, and then every show mode is like that. You can change. Each show mode is customizable. You can just pick one, play around with it, speed and strength, and yeah. So that's the show modes. And also you can name your show mode right here. So that's show modes. We're going to go into the car icon. So this icon, I'll go row by row. The first row essentially tells you what is being powered or what is getting signal. So right now how the system is set up is the icons up here are turn signal left, turn signal right, DRL, brake, signal, and reverse, and then party icon. I have this system set up specifically for these headlights because there's multiple components. So I have the reverse signal set up to only control the demonize, and then I have the DRL and brake signal to control the whole headlight. So I'll get into that later. So essentially this top area just tells you what's getting power. So for whatever reason, if something is working, say something's not working, say you turn your turn signals on, it's not, it should blink. So let me show you how that looks right now. So right now I have the halo and bumper light set up for turn signals. So when that is going off, you're gonna see it highlight. See? If you pay attention, the icon lights up every time it receives a signal. to do the turn signals. So for instance, you're turning, you have your indicators on in your car, and nothing's happening to headlight. Check this area first, and then that tells you what if it's getting power or not. So that's that. Next we have the turn signal option. I went over this in my first video as well. Just gonna speed go over it real quick. You can change your color for turn signals, and you can change animations. Same thing applies. You can change the strength or the LED count of the animation, and then you can change the speed of the turn signals. So it's it being on bounce, you can adjust the speed, so now it's even faster when you're turning. So it does that. Obviously that's not ideal, so you can play around with it. And there's multiple animations to click from. I mainly like wave. So yeah, next we have the parking lights. Parking lights is your DRL1 and DRL2. So before I even go over these two little icons, these two little color icons, this right here is your start animation or your shutdown animation. So right now it's on scan sweep, and the same thing applies as well. You can adjust the strength and speed of the animation. So if I were to unlock my car, so it does that, and it turns on. So with that being said, same thing applies. You have multiple animations that you can choose from. And then we're gonna talk about these two icons in the parking area. So the first icon is DRL1, and second icon is DRL2, or should I say different colors for DRL1 and 2. So if you click the first one, I typed DRL1 for eyebrow and DRL1 to crescent. And then obviously the DRL2 is tied to the halos and the bumper lights. So with that being said, when I hit the first one, just tap that, and then I can change the colors of DRL1, which controls the eyebrow and the crescent. So I'm gonna put that to white. And then if I control DRL2, which is this, tap that. Now I can control the halos and the bumper lights. So that just gives you an ease of, you know, controlling each component individually. So I'll just put that on red. And then if you want to control this, that leads us to the next area, which is the brake signal. So the brake signal is tied to the high beam blackout plate. So if you want to control that, you're gonna tap this, and then now you can change this to whatever color you want, blue, green, whatever. So yeah, so this specific build is set up like this. If you have a build by me, it might be set up slightly differently. Just let me know and I can let you know what is what. But essentially that's the basis of how this thing is set up. Then lastly, and before we even go into that, the brake signal. So why it says strobe is, I like having it on strobe, so when you turn on your car, it kind of flashes. So I turn it off. So when you unlock your car, it strobes a little. Look in the high beam blackout plate strobe, so I kind of like that. So I have it there. You don't have to have it. You can put it on basic, so it just stays solid when it's on. So I'll have it on strobe. Then lastly, we have the reverse signal. So remember why that icon was highlighted? Because I told you the demonizer always connect to power. So without being connected to power, it's connected to the reverse signal. So when you hit on, the demonizer on, you click this thing, the reverse signal again, then you can control the demonized color like that. So every component is customizable and you can switch it on and off. Only thing with the demonizers, every time you're done with your car, just remember to keep it in the off position. Because if it's going to be on, the demonizer can be on while the car is off. Everything else shuts off with the car. So that is the simple version of how this build is set up. I'll be going over the build in depth real quick right now. So just want to go over the first portion of this video, just showing you, okay, everything is kind of easy to customize and set up out the box. But if you want to go into deep depth, I'm gonna go over that right now. Okay, now this section of the video will be going over a deeper dive into how you can, you know, adjust certain things and change certain things. So before we even go into that, I already went over the home icon, went over the car icon, which controls everything. Now I'll be going over the block tab. So the block tab is can get very confusing at times, but if you never want to touch anything and you understand the first part of the video, you don't have to go into this section because this section can get confusing. So obviously there's two headlights, left and right. And before you even do anything here, you want to screenshot everything. So screenshot section 1. I think there's 6 sections. Section 6, yes. So just screenshot all that so you know what is what. Same thing on the right side as well. So once you screenshot all those components, the reason why I told you to do that is because when you screenshot it, if you mess something up, because scrolling, you can touch something by accident and mess something up. So you want to go back to the where it was before. So this headlight is divided in sections. So the first section controls the eyebrow. The second section controls the high beam blackout plate. So again, this eliminates your high beam. So once you have this installed, you can't use your high beams anymore. So section 1 controls eyebrow. Section 2 controls the blackout plate. Section 3 controls the crescent, half moon people call it. Section 4 controls the demon eyes in there. Section 5 controls the halos, which is the ring. And then section 6 controls the bumper lights. So with that being understood, you can now mess around with certain things. So see there's section 1, section 2, I just named you 6 sections, and the same thing goes for the right headlight. So left only controls everything right here. So we understand that. So only thing you want to be touching in this area is these icons down here. So first, this left and right icon dictates what flashes when you're turning. So right now I only have my halos and bumper lights flashing when turning. How do I know that? If I went all the way down, because remember bumper lights are section 6 and halos are section 5. If I go all the way down, section 6 and 5 only has the left indicator selected. So if I were to do this, nothing would be flashing when I'm turning. But I only want the bumper and halo selected when turning, so that's that. So you understand those 2 icons. Second 2 icons, we have 1 and 2. This corresponds to DRL 1 and DRL 2. So if you remember, if you go over here, DRL 1 is white and DRL 2 is red. So section 1 has DRL 1 and then section, I believe, crescent or halo is section 5. Yeah, halo is section 5 has DRL 2. See, so DRL 1 is white and DRL 2 is red. Section 5 is on DRL 2 and section 1 is on DRL 1, which means that anything that happens in DRL 1 is going to control the eyebrow and the crescent because those are on DRL 1, and anything happens on DRL 2 is going to control the halos and bumper lights because those are on DRL 2. So you see where I'm going with this? Okay, so understand that. So next we have this icon right here. That's the brake light. And we realize that that's the same thing right here. And I tied the blackout plate to the brake light. So essentially anything you select here ties that component to that area in this section right here. And then this section, this little icon, this is the reverse icon, that is tied to the demon eyes. And if you remember, the reverse icon can be turned on and off here. See? So, and can be changed colors as well. Then lastly, this icon controls the party mode. And that means this dictates which section will be doing an animation in show mode. So with it being off, if a show mode happens, see, the eyebrow will not do a show mode. It'll stay on the DRL. But if I were to put it on, now it does a show mode. So with that being said, that means you can turn certain things off. For instance, I can turn show mode off in this, and this, and the show mode only happens with bumper lights, which means you can do stuff like this. See? So in this section, I have the show mode turned off on the eyebrow, the crescent. Let's see if I can scroll. I have show mode turns off in the eyebrow, the crescent, the demon eyes, and only on in the bumper lights on both left and right side. So you can drive around with it strobing like this. So if you understand that, then you can realize, oh, I can only have halos and the bumper lights flashing, or I can choose a different show mode to do that. Say I want it to do this, popcorn. I can do cyan, so it only does it to the bumper lights. So it's kind of confusing at first, but once you really understand like what does what, you kind of get the hang of it. Another caveat is anything that is on the brake signal icon will not do a show mode. So because the high beam block off plate is on the brake icon, that does not do show modes apparently. So yeah, that's, keep in mind, that's, yeah, keep that in mind. So if you want that to do a show mode, you're gonna have to put it on maybe DRL1 or something, or DRL2. Obviously with it being on DRL2, it's gonna be whatever color DRL2 is, which is blue. So yeah. So another thing you can do here, I'll put it back on the, oh yeah, another thing, never have two icons on at the same time. So never do something like this or this. That just, it's gonna be confused. So just have one at a time. Obviously party mode is different because that only turns on when there's a show mode going on. But yeah. And then another thing you can do is, say you're tired of the halos, right? You want to turn the halos off. You go down to the halos and just turn it off. Same thing on that side. You go on the right side, go to halos, and turn it off. So now you have a clean system with just bumper lights. Say you don't want this on, same thing. That's section 2. You just go to section 2 and turn that off. Go on the left side, do the same thing, and now it's off. So obviously, like I said, the DMI is on the reverse signal. So if you go to the reverse signal here, reverse signal, I can turn it on, and it's like this. Some people like to run the demon eyes without halos, so I'll just put demon eyes on red. Oops, I put the, see? And always be careful when you're changing colors down here. Make sure you select the right thing. I was supposed to be controlling the demon eyes, and I clicked this on accident. It turns signal. So let's put that back to orange because it's orange, obviously. So let's tap the demon eyes and then put that on red. Demon eyes turns red, and the demon eyes will be shining on the floor as well. That's one of the features this build offers. And then I wanted the halos to be off, so go to halos, which is on the last section, and I turn that off. Same thing on the right side, and I turn the halos off. So yeah, so now I'm just driving around with demon eyes and halos. So this is all, by the way, this is all DRL options. So when the car headlight is on, it's gonna look like this. So yeah. So I hope you guys understood everything I was going over. I know it's kind of confusing at times, but if you watch the video all the way through, you should have a good comprehension of how you customize the headlights. Hope you guys enjoy this build. It's one of my favorite builds so far. There's a ton of LED components in it, and yeah, I really like it. So hope you guys enjoyed as well. If you need your headlights built, hit me up on Retrofit Samurai on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description below as well. And yeah, we can set up time and date when you want to get your headlights built. I do Nissans, Infinities, mostly obviously Q50, G37s, coupes, sedans, stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and catch you next time.